Hey student, watch this video and learn the difference between anymore, any longer, and no longer, and how to use them in English in conversations anywhere, anytime. If you don't know me very well, hello, I am Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So consider subscribing, and if you have already done so, I appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button. But now let's talk about the good stuff. Difference between anymore, any longer, and no longer, and how to use them. What do they mean, okay? And guys, here on my channel, I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students. Sometimes upper intermediate as well, advanced, because I have many lessons here. And at this level, the transition level, as I like to call, it is important to use words correctly, especially if you need English in more formal situations so that you can express yourself clearly. I'm not saying you're not going to make mistakes. You will. We all make mistakes. But it is important to spend some time studying how to use words in English so that we don't confuse them in real-life conversations. So it's not just about getting the meaning of the word. Oh, the translation. Got it. No, it's about knowing how to use the words correctly in real life. And as I always tell my students, to learn a lesson, I must use it, okay? I always rub my hand to raise the energy and to help you remember what I'm saying. So to learn a lesson, I must use it. So post one example in the comments, okay? Now, anymore, any longer, no longer. These three words are very similar. Okay, so that's good. Okay, I'll make this lesson easy for you. However, the difference lies in how you're going to use them in sentences and the level of formality. So these are three very good words that have the same meaning. To be very honest, they mean the same thing. The difference is in how you use them. And there are some observations I'm going to make. So let's take a look at them. Well, before I move on to that part, yes, I know why I posted this. As I said before, position, okay, formality. This is all connected with knowing how to use the words. Knowing how to use the words implies knowing the position of words, knowing how to organize your phrases, and is it formal, informal? Is it appropriate in conversations? And whenever I come with these vocabulary lessons, I try to teach that. And that is something that I do with my babies, with my students from my academy. So I'm always trying, not this one. I'm always trying to show my babies in every module we have in the academy. Babies are my students, my BSA. How to use words in context. How to analyze the level of formality, the position. That is so important. So whenever I'm giving these lessons here on my channel, these free lessons, I'm focusing on showing you that, hey, this is common in conversations. The examples I give are common examples from movies, TV shows, from music, as I'm going to show today. Okay? Now, we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. I was listening to this song when I had the idea of making this lesson, of preparing this lesson. So anymore is an adverb, okay? And I strongly recommend that when you use anymore, you put them together. Anymore, one word, okay? Oh, but Priscilla, can I use it separately? It is possible, but it may have different meanings. And I don't want to confuse you, so just put them together. In British English, I believe it's more common to separate them, to any more separate. But I'm telling you, in American English, bring them together, okay? Now, anymore is an adverb. It's written as one word, and it is used to describe that something that used to be true in the past or used to happen in the past, it is not true nowadays. It doesn't happen nowadays. It stopped. It happened in the past, but now, it stopped, okay? So it indicates time. So it's basically an adverb that shows time. And it's talking about something that used to occur, that used to happen, but it stopped in the present. So here in the song, if you listen to the song, the name of the song is We Don't Talk Anymore. It's probably about a relationship. The singer starts, we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Na 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 na. What was all of it for? So he's describing what is happening to them, to the relationship. It ended. They are not together anymore. So they were together in the past, but something happened. They had problems. Maybe they had a fight. Maybe something happened. And nowadays, they don't talk anymore. They stopped talking. So that's the idea of anymore. Now, you will use this word at the end of negative sentences or sometimes in questions, okay? Negative questions. So I will give you some examples. I'm going to focus on the song again. We don't talk anymore like we used to. We don't laugh anymore. What was all of it for? We don't talk anymore like we used to. So he's describing the things they did and he's describing the things they stopped doing. We don't laugh. They don't laugh anymore. This means that they're not having a good time. They stopped having a good time. So they don't talk, they don't laugh like they did in the past. And I will put the word in the end, at the end of the sentence. It is a negative sentence. I don't. She doesn't. I can't. We can't. They didn't. Okay, they don't. It has to be negative. Well, I can't use they didn't. I don't, okay? Because I'm talking about now. So I'm not. Okay? So that's very important. You need to understand. So nowadays, I'm not a private teacher anymore. I used to be 101, but nowadays I'm not. Nowadays I only focus on my academy, on helping my students in my online program. That's what I do every day. Every day I'm on the platform checking my students' work. We have live lessons every month with a group. It's really, really fun. But I'm not a private teacher anymore. Okay. So another example, I don't do yoga anymore. I don't take the bus to work anymore. Okay, so in the song, if you listen to all the song, it's almost like a story. They don't have a relationship anymore. So it's probably a couple that is not dating. They're not dating anymore. The relationship ended. No more. Hasta la vista, baby. So that's the meaning of anymore. Can I ask a question with anymore? It's possible to ask a question. I gotta say, it is pretty common in negative sentences. However, if you find a situation, be my guest, use it in a question. I will give some examples later, but it's a negative question. Don't you like this anymore? Are you kidding me? Don't you like tequila anymore? This is actually true to me. When I was younger, I loved tequila. Gotta say, in my early 20s. But then life happens and I don't like tequila anymore. You're like, what? Don't you like tequila anymore? But you loved it. Yeah, sweetie, I'm in my 30s now. My liver doesn't like it anymore. It's too strong. I can't. Now, anymore separately. Okay, as I said, in American English, Americans mostly use this word together, one word. But it's possible to use this word separately. But here's the catch. You need to watch out because any more separately may have two uses. Like the one I'm describing right now. Oh, I don't dance anymore. It's possible. Or I'm using as a determiner. Okay, look, we use any more as a determiner to describe an indefinite quantity of something. Would you like any more tea? I don't know the quantity, but it's a determiner. A little more, some more. Would you like any more tea? Oh, yes, please, thank you. That's lovely. Or she doesn't need any more help. It's sufficient. I don't need any more. A little more, some more. I don't need it. So it's common in questions or in negative sentences, but it changes. The meaning changes a little here, okay? So watch out. That's not the focus of the lesson today because I want to teach about the main meaning of anymore as one word to show that something that happened in the past now doesn't happen anymore. okay? But this is a possible use, and I have here on my channel some lessons about determiners, showing quantity, countable and uncountable nouns. That's where this part of the lesson goes. That's not where I intend to go today, okay? But now, before I move on to the other ones, make sure to hit the like button. Yes, that really helps the channel. And subscribe, the more you subscribe, the more YouTube understands that, hey, Teacher Prix is nice. Well, the more you share, actually, it really helps the channel grow. But not just that. You inspire me to keep going, because it means that I'm doing well in my job, that I'm helping people on their journey to fluency. And if you want a little more, if you want to support my work and get more, I have an amazing study plan cycle that will help you organize your study routine, and also a listening mastery workshop, a short course for phrasal verbs for conversations, a survival travel English, and you can get the links in the description of this video. But let's move. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Keep on moving. Any longer. Same thing. It means anymore. Simple like that, okay? Now, Priscilla, which one do you prefer? Personally, I prefer anymore. But there's nothing in the books that says, hey, you should use anymore. You should use any longer. Pew. No, you choose. Because, let me fix my camera. Because they mean the same thing. These two ones are very, here, my goodness. They mean the same thing, so you can choose, and it's the same position at the end of negative sentences, okay? So it was true in the past, it's not true anymore. So I can use a negative questions, not affirmative. The question needs to be negative. Don't you do yoga anymore? Don't you drink tequila anymore? Any longer? I can't stay here any longer. So look at the drama queen. You don't understand me. I have to go. I can't stay here any longer. You're hurting my feelings. You haven't subscribed to my channel, so you're hurting me. I have to go. I'm sorry. Okay, so you get the idea. So it's the same. So you don't need to worry, and it's separate, okay? It's not one word. It's two words. Any longer, okay? Very easy. It also indicates the same thing as anymore. Moving on. No longer. This is where things change a little. First and foremost, what changes? Position. The position changes. The second thing that changes, it has to be used in affirmative sentences, because the word no longer will bring the negation. So all the structure needs to be in the affirmative sentence. It's not so common in questions. It is common in affirmative phrases. But this word alone will give the negative idea, okay? And the third change, formal. It is formal. It is a little more formal, okay? It's a little more formal. Now, does that mean you cannot use? No, you can. I sometimes use it. But you need to filter the situation, and analyze. Oh, is this more formal? Should I use this one? That's what you need to think about. So take a look. No longer also expresses the same idea as the previous ones. However, when we use no longer, it comes between the subject and the verb. So first thing, position. I have my subject, John, Mary, the teacher, the hospital, the school, the government. Then I put no longer. I no longer. John no longer. The school no longer. Teacher Prix no longer. And then the verb. I no longer do yoga. So affirmative phrase. I do yoga. I will use no longer. I no longer do yoga. That's it. My sister no longer works on Sundays. So in the past, she worked on Sundays. It's just an example. But now, she no longer works on Sunday. So I need to change the verb because it is affirmative, okay? You have to make an affirmative sentence. That's very important. I no longer trust you. To add a little drama, I can use I no longer trust you. Go away. It's possible if you want to add a little drama, to the conversation, you can, fine. But just keep in mind that it's a little bit more formal. And if you see the same phrases, I don't trust you anymore. I don't trust you any longer. I no longer trust you. Just to give that impact, okay? But it all comes down to the way you say it, okay? To the intonation, to the facial expression. That impacts your message, okay? I no longer trust her. No, I don't trust her anymore. Impact. If things are important, you need to use your voice. So as I said, position, formality, and the type, the tense, it has to be affirmative. That is very important, okay, guys? Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe. Yeah. Oh, no, it's here, okay? Subscribe, share. The second best thing you can do is to share. Well, that's actually the first. Share, subscribe, like. Other than that, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.